Hello and welcome to the Profit Playbook. In this episode, we're going to look at whether it's better to hire or automate your services. It's a big decision that owners have to make in business. Today, I'm your host, Tracey Metcalfe, and I'm joined by Scott Harris, also a partner here at Green & Co. So let's get stuck into it. Welcome, Scott.
Hi.
So today we're looking at hire or automation. So when businesses get busy, the first thing they normally think about is hiring someone.
Yeah.
So why is that?
Usually it's just what they know. If you think about it, if you're too busy in your work and you usually have bodies in to help you, if you've got more work in, the natural reaction is, I just need more bodies in to help me. Whereas obviously technology is advancing now in business as well, and the rate of growth in technology is superseding how it ever used to be. It's so easy to go back to those old decisions of, let's just think of hiring new staff to take on those old style tasks and roles that we used to have, rather than maybe thinking about, well, should I be changing the roles and changing the tasks that we actually conduct now?
So it's looking deeper at those roles in the business. And how can automation maybe improve the efficiency in those roles? Is that something business, AI is out there everywhere at the moment, and in our business, I know we've talked about automation, how we can look at those processes. Is that something businesses should be looking at?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, at the end of the day, technology is permeating through every area in life. Business is no change to that as far as I'm concerned. As business is growing and evolving, and technology is becoming a part of business more and more, I think we need to start looking at how businesses are interacting with it as well, and how humans interact inside that business as well. So it is looking at what we do and how we conduct ourselves, and potentially utilizing technology to enhance, improve, evolve, whatever the roles. There's certain key tasks. Sort of the low level mundane tasks usually are key for automation generally. Things like transposing information from one place to another, or key fact data input into a form or something like that, just low level mundane tasks that people don't usually want to really do. Just to help speed up the activities inside of the business, so that it can help take on the rate of how fast business is growing now, without you even thinking about it, without you even wanting to grow. The outside world will make you want to work faster generally because of how technology is these days. So I think it's quite important.
Yeah, I think about employees in that respect as well. Like, some employees might be a bit frightened, obviously, first of all, about AI automation coming in.
Very common, yeah.
But surely they could develop other roles for them in the business, maybe higher skill roles.
Yeah, I think communication is pretty much the ultimate key there. It's not going to go away. We all know that. End of the day, we can't stop all this technology coming out here. And it's natural for people to be hesitant with that. End of the day is training. How am I supposed to understand all this new stuff? And what does it mean for my role? What does it mean for my future? Because if the job I used to do before doesn't exist, what does that mean for me in the business? Am I going to be obsolete? So it does take a lot of communication and change management, as far as I'm concerned, to make sure that business owners are not alienating a certain level of staff then, potentially, and trying to bring them forward into the future as opposed to leaving them behind. So I think as business owners and leaders, you should be looking more towards that, as well as how you can automate and make the business more efficient. So.
Yeah, you said about the mundane tasks. Obviously, some employees might really welcome that they can go on to do other things instead, isn't it?
Yeah.
And help the business grow in that way, rather than just doing those mundane tasks like that.
It's the other side of the coin, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, a lot of people think, if I had more time to do this, I'd actually enjoy my role more, or I don't know, maybe I'd earn more money, or I can actually learn more stuff. I have more time to do these things. And automation or AI as well now, with speeding up a lot of these different processes in job roles, it might mean that they can start doing that. It's the upskilling
Yeah.
aspect of the roles then, as opposed to just simply dealing with the low-level stuff.
Which is going to benefit the businesses even more, isn't it? Because
Absolutely,
they can have more skilled staff.
And the world is getting more complicated in general as well, so it naturally requires people to start upskilling more and more and more over time. I mean, if you looked from now back probably a few generations ago, the type of roles that were there previously are nowhere near, relevant now. And that doesn't necessarily mean to say that it was a bad thing then and everyone is, maybe they're not as intelligent as they were back then. It's not that. It's just that there was a needs must purpose back then, and it's just evolved and changed to now. So, and I think we're just going through another version of change, really.
100%, because technology, I can remember a long time ago, starting in accountancy, having read books and everybody used to write everything by hand.
Yeah.
I know now everything's on computer. I remember my first computer in work. It was huge, So it's always been around, technology changing.
And I mean, a lot of the core principles potentially could get lost in some, professional work like ours. A lot of people are used to the IT piece of it now, rather than the actual manualized processes and understanding how certain things came from certain things in order to get to the actual end stage. If everything's automated, does it create a training and learning and skills gap as well, potentially? So it could make people a little bit lazy, potentially, or complacent, for instance. So again, as leaders, we need to make sure that we're looking at automation and AI sensibly to make sure it's replacing and speeding people up as much as we can in terms of mundane tasks, etc. But ultimately not replacing good quality understanding and skills and things like that. So
yeah. And I suppose businesses need to be aware of this, because what if their competitors got that edge over them, How's that going to affect them going forward? Is businesses stay behind times and don't use the automations?
You do see it, where people are not actually embracing the world and the change around them. They look dated. They become seen in the marketplace as dated, or where there's an ease of process to working with a supplier, for instance, with one supplier compared to another type of supplier. You almost would pay a premium to work with an easy supplier because it makes your life a lot easier in your own business. So you can quite easily see when everyone's rate of processing in general, whether it's life or business, is actually getting faster and faster because technology is imposing that on us. It means that we've all got to keep up with each other in our industries in some way. So it's just making everything smoother and more efficient and easier. So we've got to look at it. Whether we can or not is probably another thing as well. That's being sensible about it, because you can't replace people too much as well, or at least do it too fast, is usually my experience. So it's just being careful about people are still very important.
Yeah, we're not robots yet.
No, not quite, no. I mean, there's some people that are probably robots, but...
yeah, not quite in our business.
No.
Well, that's great, Scott. I mean, I think we've gained some great stuff from it today. Businesses can go away with and think about, it's not always the best thing to first think hire, look at your business and how you can automate and grow your staff involved in that business.
Yeah, I think one last part of that is just look at your business strategy and what you're there for. Some businesses are purely there for cost purposes. They don't need that people for sort of facing approach. You could easily look at cost-based strategies and automate and pass over as much as you can, and use AI and other technologies to kind of compensate for the cost of hiring staff, for instance. And that would be seen as a really positive thing in that type of industry. Whereas if you was more people focused or maybe a differentiated type of strategy, you're looking at potentially that people feel and having that human element and touch, and automating too far away from that might actually erode your business strategy overall as well. So there's a lot of goodness in both. It's just you got to be very sensible and practical to what you were trying to do in your own business. Yeah. That'd probably be my part and thought, really.
Lovely. Brilliant. Thanks, Scott.
No worries. Thank you very much.
I hope you found that really useful today. I certainly did. I just want to thank Scott for all his advice today. If you want any more information, then please reach out to us at Green & Co. I just want to say thanks again for listening, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.